Hey folks, Brad here with Harb's Auto Repair. Today what we've got, 2022 Toyota Tacoma. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a Bilstein leveling kit on here. That's going to be front shocks, rear shocks, and some blocking plates for the leaf springs. Stick around and watch how we do it. So folks, just go over real quick what you get in the box. When you get these Bilstein shock absorbers for the front and the rear, this is the box. Your part number for this particular model is 24-263108. Okay, same for both sides, left and right, no difference in them. What you get is you get this really premium quality Bilstein shock absorber. You get the mounting hardware that's necessary to switch everything over, and then you get some instructions or just a safety bulletin basically. So that's what comes with the front shock absorbers. For the rears, you get, once again, you get this really quality premium shock absorber and this mounting hardware, okay? And so the part number for this is 24-186278, okay? And then over here for the riser blocks at the leaf springs, you get, these are Eibach, once again a premium brand. You get the U-bolts here for the leaf springs, you get the blocks, and you get your mounting hardware. And so with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and put all this stuff on, and oh, and you get a couple of nice stickers too. Don't forget that. All right. 7/8. Once you've got the wheel off of it, the first thing you want to do, first thing I always like to do, is verify and make sure your parts are correct. So just take your rear shock absorber and kind of hold it up here, make sure that it looks like that it'll fit. And then the next thing is verify that your U-bolts are the correct ones as well. You can just slide them over top like this and make sure that the length of them is correct. Also make sure that they fit the leaf spring correctly. Okay, you don't want a lot of side-to-side play. You don't want these things to be extremely long. Okay, that's about what you're looking for. Remember, we're going to raise this up about 1 inch, so the bolt itself needs to be a little bit longer. The U-bolt, this needs to be longer than the factory one. Okay, let's take the U-joint or the U-bolts out here. And so it's a 19mm socket, and see if you can see this. You got 4 of them here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And with the new ones, you have supplied hardware, so use that. Okay. So once you've got that off, let's go ahead and take our shock absorber off. Now when we take this loose, it's going to allow the rear end to drop down a little bit, okay? So you can, if you have a jack or something that you can put underneath it to support it, that would be ideal. But the big thing is just having a jack to raise it back up when you get ready to bolt it in. So I'm just going to set this under the rear end itself so I can have a little more control over what happens here. 17mm. 17mm. always take the nut side loose and support the bolt side itself. So spin this off. Okay. Okay, let's raise it up a little bit. Take a little bit of the tension off the rear end. All right, so once you got your 17 millimeter nut and bolt out, this should come free like this. Then up here at the top, you want to take your top of your shock absorber loose. It's going to be a 14. Now, we can see if this will spin loose, but a lot of times, see the shock absorber wants to turn with it. Okay, so you can either stick something down in here to hold it. Going over with a pair of vice grips. Doesn't have to be a tremendous amount of force. Just want to get something in there where you can clamp this, the lower part of the stem. That way when you get a hold of it and you turn it like that, you can take the nut free and the shock absorber itself doesn't spin with it. Okay, and so once you get that off, just kind of remember the orientation of your mounting hardware. All right, there it is. All right, so once you've got your shock absorber out, this is what I was talking about, supporting, using a jack or something up under the rear end housing to support all of this back here. That way it just doesn't drop or sag down. You can actually control it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower this down. And remember, you've got your brake lines and stuff here that are all still attached, okay? That's why you want to control how much this rear end moves up and down, because you don't want it just to fall and then it jerk on these brake lines and possibly break something there and cause more problems. So from this point, we're going to install our block. Eibach blocks are always going to be installed with the Eibach name in the normal orientation. So you see that we've got a pin location here, and then we have a hole here. So we're going to slide this up in here, okay, and then it's going to set right in. You also have a recess here where the factory pin or the retainer for the leaf springs went into the rear end. So when you jack this back up, you want to make sure that this dowel aligns here while your new dowel is in your rear end. We're going to bring this back up, and you'll have to wiggle, move your springs. Okay, and so it just slides right in, and then you can put a little bit of tension on it, bring it up. So we've got our block in place. Okay, so the next thing to do is to put our new mounting hardware on here. All right, we'll put our U-bolts back in. Your retaining plate here, it always goes with the curved portion facing the bottom of the rear axle here. So the orientation on this doesn't matter. It can go on either way. Okay, go on this way or that way. I'm gonna come down here and we're gonna start it. So let's get one of them started here, and then we'll come back with a washer and a nut. Our other two nuts in our washers, we can put these on. What you want to do is just bring these up tight. We're gonna torque them down, but for the time being, we're just gonna bring them up tight. Okay. Okay. So just bring them up to where they can support the rear end, and you can go ahead and put the shock absorber back on, your new shock absorber at least, and we'll come back and torque all this stuff down. We're gonna grab our 17mm bolt. We're gonna start the top end first. All right, the top's got a stud on it, so we'll start it in first. Well, let's grab our hardware here. All right, and so washer always goes on and down first, and then rubber bumper goes on. We'll go ahead and stick this back up in there, feed it up in your hole here. All right, and then we'll come up here and we'll finish the top. So grab the rest of our hardware here. And our mounting, okay. And so here again, I can get this one started by hand, but you may need a jack to pull the rear end up if you can't get it started by hand, okay? So this is gonna be a different size because this is supplied with the kit, and then your bolt here is going to be your standard factory bolt. So that was a 17mm, so let's grab our 17. Let's kind of draw it up. We'll come back and torque it down. Then I believe that is a 17mm as well. The supplied nut here with the Bilstein shocks. Just tighten it down until you have a sufficient amount of thread sticking up out of the top here. So I usually like to do somewhere around 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch. About right there, that's good with me. Torque wrench, torque wrench. So, you gotta get the big boy out for this one. 125 foot-pounds on our U-bolts. Okay, so just verifying our work and make sure everything's still correct. U-bolts are on the bump stop. They're in the correct place, and they are pulled down and tightened. And then the only other bolt we have left to torque is right here, our 17mm. We're gonna pull out the old gear wrench for that. All right, and we're good. All right, so we just finished doing the install on the new shock absorber and the Eibach spring riser. And so just to kind of go over everything real quick one more time, we have the new Eibach spring riser. It comes with the riser and then the supplied U-bolts and the new hardware here as well, okay? And then the Bilstein shock absorber, it comes with new hardware here at the top for the mounting point, and at the bottom down here, you just use your factory bolt, okay?